Hello everyone, this is Babamots. Welcome to another Homeworlds game review. This game is between Emphyrio and Morbo18. I love Morbo's picture here. Looks like this is a cartoon character that maybe I should know, but this is definitely the type of creature that I would expect to play Homeworlds with when I'm out in space exploring the galaxy, you know. And I think I've casted a game by Emphyrio before, but I don't remember much about it. Looks like both German players, and maybe a little on the new side. Their rank points indicate that they haven't won a whole lot of games just yet. Let's see how they do. Emphyrio takes a green-starred Goldilocks with with yellow ship, and Morbo takes a red banker. All right, Emphyrio and Morbo both build successfully. Emphyrio's spreading out right away rather than trading. Oh, so that's something interesting here. Take a look at the bank. There are two smalls of every color available because Morbo and Emphyrio took small stars of different colors and took first ships of different colors. And so one small of each color got taken out of the bank first. So no particular advantage to trading for any particular color first. Morbo sticks with the green for now. Emphyrio builds another yellow. Morbo trades for yellow, so now Emphyrio gets the first medium. Morbo gets a medium right after. But Emphyrio can build yet another. Oh, I'm surprised they're trading for blue rather than building another medium yellow. Maybe they were a little nervous about having three yellows in the same system. Morbo pushes forward a green. Emphyrio invades the colony, but Emphyrio doesn't have any red yet, so this is kind of an empty threat, though Emphyrio might just trade that Y2 for red on their next turn. Morbo feeling a little indecisive. Few options to look at here. Spreads out their yellows. Yeah, yellow is what has the yellow is the color of which the most has been taken, so it should give the first access to more large ships. I wonder if Emphyrio will trade for red. No, they're spreading out the blue. Morbo. I think both players feel like the yellow is gridlocked, that neither player wants to build the small. But honestly, I think both players should be wanting to build the small. Whoever builds the small, if their opponent takes the medium, then the same player who built the small also gets to build the first large. Their opponent also gets a large, but that's not all that big of a deal. And if either player, especially if Emphyrio, whose yellows are more spread out, if they position things correctly, they might be able to sacrifice yellow to move a couple more yellows in and destroy the large that their opponent build without losing their own large yellow. Okay, Emphyrio building yellow. Morbo retreating. That's pretty unusual. Bringing their yellows back together? That makes it harder for them to build yellow. I don't see any good in that move at all. Morbo can do a mini shopping spree. They could sacrifice the G3 to build medium and large yellow, and then build another little green. Yeah, even the plain medium yellow build is fine. If Emphyrio builds the Y3, Morbo also gets to build a Y3. That's fine. Emphyrio takes the Y3, Morbo takes the Y3 as well. And it's still pretty even. Emphyrio pushing forward a yellow. Yeah, I guess they want to put pressure on Morbo's yellows, but nothing too urgent just yet. Emphyrio trading for G2. Um, yeah, threatening to overpopulate one of Morbo's motherships. That's pretty good. I do think Emphyrio should be trading for red at some point, wanting to pick up this little green. Especially since Emphyrio doesn't have any red in their homeworld. I think Empyrio's need to get red is a little higher than Morbo's. Morbo's slipping up and building a fourth green. I hope they don't commit to that. Okay, spreading out the greens is a little better, though if it goes to Wonderland, it'll be in danger of Emphyrio building into a green catastrophe. Morbo will go down a red ship, a large ship. Morbo trading for green, yeah, sorry, trading for red. I think that's a pretty good idea. They can use that to um, reinforce Wonderland, force Emphyrio out of there. Okay, Emphyrio trades for red. Morbo does in fact invade Wonderland. I think that's a good idea. Emphyrio running away with their medium green ship. They could have sacrificed the Y1 to prevent its capture as well. Looks like they thought about it, but decided not to. Morbo takes the little yellow. So where does that leave us? I think that leaves Morbo in with a pretty comfortable advantage. Their second large ship is active. They've got more ships of... They've got 2 medium ships to 1, and they've got 4 small ships to 2. Pretty good for Morbo. Emphyrio building Y2, that's not great, I don't think. Yeah, Morbo can build the Y3 here. And invading the colony is also pretty strong. Although if I was Morbo, I would definitely be building the Y3. Emphyrio counter-invading Wonderland. Emphyrio definitely does not want to sacrifice their only red ship to capture those Wonderland ships, though. Morbo seems nervous anyway, moving out. I still think they should be building the Y3. There it is. Okay. Who's got a big ship now? Emphyrio moves a Y1 into this colony. It's not really an overpopulation threat. I don't see a lot of good coming from that. Morbo trades Y3 for R3. Interesting. That'll give them the chance to capture this G2, which is well and good. But it gives Emphyrio the chance to take out Morbo's medium yellows by building the Y3 and overpopulating. So I don't love that, but they'll get a free G2. That's nice. Yeah, Emphyrio overpopulates. No, really? They're thinking about... Huh. Okay. Yeah, they build another G2, so if Morbo captures one, Emphyrio can overpopulate. That's a pretty interesting choice. I wonder if that'll pay off. Morbo now building to overpopulate. Let's see if Emphyrio builds to overpopulate as well. They did. So both players back to back building a large ship just to overpopulate their opponent's mediums. Okay, but that leaves Morbo with an even bigger advantage. Yeah, okay, so Morbo now has ships of all 4 colors. Emphyrio does have a second large ship, so they might be able to move out to establish a colony safely and build up from there, but not looking great for Emphyrio. Yeah, Emphyrio moves out to a red star? I guess. Yeah, okay, so a red star lets them put that large yellow somewhere safely that it can capture anything that moves in without Emphyrio needing to sacrifice their R1, and Emphyrio now has more space in their home world. They can keep building yellows. So that's not bad. Oh gee, I think Morbo might be making a huge mistake. Sacrificing Y3 to move both of their reds into Empyrio's home? No. No, no, no. Not good. Emphyrio builds red to overpopulate them. And then Emphyrio, I think I would even give the advantage. They can just march their large yellow into Morbo's home and start capturing things, short of Morbo overpopulating the yellow when he gets there. Yeah, I think Morbo saw the danger. They just spread out their greens instead. Yeah, that's better. If now if Morbo had another medium red ship someplace, and if one of these reds were another color, if one of these currently red large ships were of another color, so they couldn't be overpopulated so easily, then they'd have a direct assault plan, but not right now. Okay, Emphyrio builds more yellow. That's what I expected. Morbo also builds yellow. Pretty good. Emphyrio trades for blue. Yeah, I guess there was some danger of Morbo getting a blue monopoly, so that seems pretty good. I think what Emphyrio really needs, though, is some green so that they can use this other colony to build in. Morbo trades yellow for red. Okay, this is much closer to being a direct assault threat. Because now if Morbo moves in with two large ships, Emphyrio can only capture one, but Morbo can take two back. But Morbo needs one of them to not be red. Okay, Emphyrio builds yellow. No, they're looking at that invasion again. It's not quite time. Yeah, so now Morbo would really be quite dead if they did this. Emphyrio overpopulates, and then Emphyrio has even more material than they had a minute ago. They've been building mediums. Okay, Morbo sacrifices R3? That looks like a misclick. Sacrificing the Y3. No, this just doesn't work out. Emphyrio builds to overpopulate if they see it. Okay, they can also trade to overpopulate, though. The build is a little better. Okay, Morbo, now what you got? Building blue. Emphyrio, I think, wisely getting back into the red. Morbo builds green. I think Emphyrio should invade the Wonderland colony. I think Emphyrio wants... They've got a pretty good advantage, but Morbo has more ships, and more ships means that they will build up a little bit faster than Emphyrio will, and Morbo might even get the advantage again unless Emphyrio gets aggressive. I think they shouldn't be invading that colony. Builds Y1. Yeah, so Morbo now, by building another yellow, has defended that colony. If the large yellow moves in now, Morbo just overpopulates. Looks like Emphyrio might not have thought of that. Morbo should build Y3 to overpopulate. Oh, but if they miss it, and they did, yeah, Emphyrio can sacrifice R2 to capture R2 and Y2. Ooh, no. Emphyrio is going to have the same problem that Morbo had just a moment ago. Morbo can defend their home by building a fourth yellow. Uh-oh, but Emphyrio didn't think of that. Yeah, Morbo takes out that yellow, so now neither player has a large. Emphyrio just lost the only advantage they had. Sorry if you heard me yawning. I'm as usual, trying to get in some casting while the family is asleep. This is really about the only chance I get. Have I told you guys how much I love Homeworlds and casting Homeworlds games? Just so you know, I enjoy this a lot. All right. So Emphyrio has given up the advantage they had in the one large ship. They just needed it to be any color but yellow and green. I guess it needed to match one of Morbo's home stars. But or they should have captured the ships in Wonderland. So now Morbo has a giant material advantage, which is a funny thing to say about somebody who has no large ships. Emphyrio builds red. I'm really expecting Morbo to take this before too long, although both players have shown the capacity for making mistakes and giving their opponent openings, so who knows? All right. Morbo just built some more blue. I think that's good. When you don't know what else to do, I say build the biggest ship that you can. Usually. Oh no. Emphyrio definitely should not move this red into min bar. Morbo just sacrifices R2 to capture it. Do they see it? Uh-oh. No. Do they think of it? Sacrificing the blue? No. Oh no. All right, well, so the first lesson I think that we should learn from this game is that you can defend a system from a ship that is bigger than any of your ships by catastrophes. Morbo defended their home with a catastrophe of it was yellows, and Emphyrio defended their home against the double red invasion, also with a catastrophe. The second thing that we should definitely be learning from this is that once a ship that's too once a ship has arrived in your system, it's too late to start getting red. You have to already have the red as a rule. So Emphyrio invaded with a red. Morbo needed to capture it immediately using the red they already had. It's too late to trade for red, and Emphyrio should now just capture that red ship. And they do. All right, well, and with that, I would say Emphyrio is right back in this. Still down in material slightly, but if they get to capture one of these little blues, then all is looking pretty good. Yeah, trading for red is a pretty good... Ooh, it's a doubly good idea, in fact, because it will give Morbo a chance to build a large red, but Emphyrio gets to build a large red first. But that's a very interesting move. So does Emphyrio build large red, capture the little red, or something else? They build the large red. I think that's the right move. Okay. Morbo also builds a large red, but now I think... I was going to say, if I was Emphyrio, I would be wanting to sacrifice Y2 and invade Morbo's home with one of my medium reds, but Emphyrio doesn't actually have any green to build into an overpopulation, either for the star or the mothership if it reinforces. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's better. Good on Emphyrio for noticing that. Yeah, I missed that one. Overpopulating the red 3 that Morbo just got. I think Emphyrio is in the lead very narrowly now. But they need to get that large red active. And Morbo does the same thing right back, sacrificing the yellow to bring in 2 reds, and Emphyrio is definitely down again. Okay, Emphyrio trades for red. I don't think that was urgent. Man, every ship is small. I think I casted a game like that not too long ago where everybody got reduced down to small ships. Okay. Morbo gets a medium, though. Emphyrio is a couple of builds away from getting a medium again. But they go on the offensive. I think Emphyrio needs to stay back. I think they needed to build at least one more ship before they moved out anywhere. Yeah. Building the small yellow gives Morbo a chance to build the medium yellow. But the green is better because it opens up the large greens for Morbo to build next. And I think Emphyrio should have spread out the yellows instead of the red, because the yellow is what they could build a medium with immediately. Yeah, Morbo should definitely build that G3. All right, does Emphyrio... Boy, yeah, Empyrio's in big trouble now. Morbo's got their war machine rolling. They could even have made that a factory build, because they've got a G3. But by building a Y2, Emphyrio is a sitting duck, as we say. They've got 3 yellows and nothing else at their home world. If Morbo sacrifices Y2 to move in that Y1, then Emphyrio loses by yellow overpopulation. Okay, they do spread out the yellows. That's a little safer. Morbo trades for yellow. Now they've got even more mobility, and they can build a large green back again if they feel like it. Emphyrio captures that little blue. That takes some tension off the table. It feels satisfying, but boy, Empyrio's got a lot of trouble. Morbo needs just to build a little more. I don't think they even need to build all that much more before they should be able to roll in. Okay, yeah, with a G3 in hand, honestly, I think Morbo should be thinking about sacrificing Y3 to send the G3 across the universe, trading for red and capturing everything. Yeah, Morbo needs some red. Emphyrio can't catastrophe this one because they don't have any green. They can capture the little red, the little yellow, but Morbo can take the little red away, and now Emphyrio can't capture anymore. Emphyrio builds yellow, but what they need is red, and they also need a large ship. Building that yellow does get them closer to large ships than they've been in a while. Morbo, unfortunately, can actually build both of those yellows if they use a factory. I think I'm going to accelerate a little bit because this should be over very quickly. Emphyrio trades for green, but that matches one of their stars. So if they do build a new mothership, then Morbo can overpopulate. And now Morbo does the Y3 sacrifice, send red across the universe. Emphyrio is doomed. No. Emphyrio, well, at least Emphyrio gets to lose with a mothership. Well, they had a mothership. Of course, it gets captured immediately, but they reinforce. If Morbo wants to finish this quickly, they can sacrifice the R3 to capture everything. Emphyrio builds again. Interesting. So, I think Morbo didn't really appreciate that they could have sacrificed the red 3 to let one of their medium ships capture everything that Emphyrio had. I think they've made one of the beginner mistakes of thinking that only red ships can capture. So anyway, that's a little lesson for you. Ships that are not red can also capture things as long as they've been given red power by a red ship or star. And yeah, to sort of review the lessons we saw before, you can defend your colonies and sometimes even your home world with catastrophes if you don't have any other way to if you don't have any way to capture the invading ships. And once an invader has arrived, it's too late to trade for red, especially if you want to trade for it in the same system where it can just be captured. Then your opponent is sure to have red in that system that they can keep capturing everything you've got. So a few good lessons to learn from this game. Uh, Thanks Emphyrio and Morbo for enjoying Homeworlds and for playing on Board Game Arena where we can watch. That's all for now.